Welcome to World Gospel Broadcasting Network. I am your brother in Christ, Abanda Edwin, here at the auditorium of the Church of Christ in Bangui, Cameroon, in Africa. Dear brothers and sisters, we must put first things first. And some of these things that we have neglected, they are suddenly looking for us now. Dear brothers and sisters, I met a young man yesterday who told me that after I preached to him, he said, where is the Church of Christ? I told him where we're meeting at the to worship here. I explained to him how he can locate the area. He asked me, have people constructed a building? I said, no. We are still renting. And he said, no, he's very skeptical. We are saying things that are good, they are correct, but he's afraid that the church may disappear one day. Because there have been a congregation here, but it disappeared some time back because it could not stand. Given that after the congregation was functioning and going ahead, the preacher at the time was still under rent. The congregation was still under rent. The brethren struggled after some time, they could not bear it again. So after some of the brethren again reduced and left, the few ones that were remaining rather took to their heels. So the young man told me he is very skeptical because he does not see the church being stable. He would not want to be part of something that tomorrow it may not continue again. The other time I met one lady, and this lady asked where the Church of Christ was, and I directed her. And she left. And when I met her again and tried to encourage her to come for worship, she said she is still afraid of the church because she knows that church that I've constructed will never leave the area again. And that other generations have been here, make noise, squander people's money, and left. And she's afraid that we may leave. The issue of acquiring a land and building is so essential. The building itself is an evangelism. Like I said, understanding the time is important. So many people want where they will meet and worship comfortably. After all, we have comfortable homes that we sit and we ourselves feel comfortable. So why, when it comes to the church, we think that people would love to come and be in an area that is not conducive? So, dear brothers and sisters, this is just a typical example of how brethren have been struggling. I explained last time that because the congregation is under rent and we are paying rent, the preacher is under rent, they are paying rent, and all the bills of the congregation that we have to meet up with, it is so challenging even to raise money again for the project, because for the Christian to feed the preacher, care for the preacher, pay his house rent, pay the house rent of the church. When we were even 20 and now we have reduced because some have gone other places to look for greener pastures, others have gone to send children to school. This is where we are. And even when brethren have started, it should be around 4 months ago, they have struggled and then they have raised the sum of 70,000. That is good amount of money. But who will come now and then we have laid the foundation. That if some people would have come in now, that's to tell you that we are serious. We want it. That's our heart desire. But we are running a race. At the same time, it's like a diabetic person who want to run a mountain race. And he has quietly started, but he has arrived the road and the energy is dwindling. We are busy limping. The situation is that we need urgent attention. That is why it burns my heart every day, because some of us who were called by God and we have come from the years that we have been preaching, we have been doing our work faithfully, and we want to see things change. We want to see the progress of the church. It's our heart desire to see souls saved. And when we have hindrance towards souls being saved, it is so disheartening. It burns the heart. So for how we continue like this? Will we allow this situation to continue like this? We expect the church to grow, but we must put in mechanism that will fast track growth. We must put in things that will aid growth. Growth don't just happen. It happened. We have been doing evangelism. Both on the radio, we have been converting souls. Glory be to God. House to house, we have been doing that. And we have still been crying out for a speaker with 2 microphones that we can move from square to square and preach. You can imagine that this congregation, like I've showed you the other time, that last week we worshiped 9 of us. This congregation, paying the preacher's house rent, supporting the preacher, paying the house rent of this place where we are worshiping. We are managing the congregation, the My 19, the Guneku, only this place. Yet we have still raised 70,000 for the church plot. Can't you see that we are really struggling, even with the economic situation, even with the situation? We have not, to mean that we are not sleeping. We are struggling by every means. But if nobody comes to help us, how will we be able to? When we are asking, it's not because we are sleeping and only waiting for manna to fall from heaven. It's that we are doing the one we can do. But at some point, we need some assistance because we cannot take it all. That is why we are a body. Whether the church is in Dubai, whether it's in Europe, whether it's in America, whether it's in Asia, whether it is a church, we are a body. And this cry should go all over the whole world. Wherever you are, distance is not a barrier. This is just a typical example of how brethren are suffering. Esu, they don't have any building. Where they don't have any building. Befang, they don't have any building. My fallen bed don't have any building. But okay, no building. Bottom land, no building. Likumba, no building. You want to start mention to where? All over the national territory. No land, no building. No land, no building. Congregation are busy migrating from one end of the town to the other. We're not worshiping here before. We're worshiping somewhere around the town there where we migrated here because people were playing high music, disturbing us during worship. People were quarreling around the area. We could not worship. We had to come here. Even this place is not even still the best. That is the situation over the whole country.